I'm Alexis Scott, your neighborhood news reporter at Heritage Park, where some of the original residents may still be here, but not in physical form. I spoke with a paranormal investigator about how Corpus Christi was named one of the most haunted cities in Texas.
I have an article up right now with 31 of the most haunted places in South Texas, and you guys know well I've been inside many of these places. I'll have to say though, some are scarier than others. Now the list contains historical sites, abandoned buildings, restaurants, hotels, a ghost town, and even a city park. Now, I'm not sure if we have the video or not, but we had some video of our visit to Comanche Lookout Park when we went back in 2016.
I remember that.
Yeah, the park is on the list of 31. You guys have seen the list. What are some of the places that surprised y'all?
Texas isn't just wide open highways and friendly small towns. Hidden between deserts, forests, and oil fields are places locals avoid after dark. Towns where stories don't line up, buildings won't stay empty, and outsiders feel watched the moment they arrive. These are the Texas towns people quietly warn you about. 1. Terlingua. Terlingua looks abandoned before you even arrive. Rusted buildings, broken windows, and a silence so heavy it feels intentional. This former mining town near Big Bend National Park is technically alive, but barely. Locals describe Terlingua as a place where time doesn't move correctly. Days blur together. Nights stretch longer than expected. Visitors often report feeling watched while walking through the ruins, even when no one else is around. The cemetery is still active. Graves are scattered unevenly, some marked, some not. Wind moves through the desert in sudden gusts that sound like footsteps. And once the sun goes down, the darkness is absolute. No streetlights. No glow from nearby towns. People who stay overnight often leave early. Not because anything happens, but because something feels wrong the entire time. 2. Jefferson. Jefferson prides itself on history. Old mansions, brick streets, antique shops. But locals will tell you that history never left, it settled in.
And we've investigated it several times. It's the most haunted house, I believe, here in Corpus.
This East Texas town is famous for ghost stories tied to its historic homes and inns. Residents speak casually about footsteps on empty staircases, doors opening on their own, and rooms that feel suddenly cold. What makes Jefferson unsettling isn't the stories themselves. It's how normal they are to locals. These aren't whispered legends. They're treated like weather updates. Visitors often feel disoriented walking downtown at night. Streets curve strangely. Sound travels in odd ways. It's easy to feel lost even when you're not. Jefferson doesn't scare you with jump scares. It unsettles you by making the past feel uncomfortably present. 3. Marfa. Marfa is quiet, clean, almost too calm. But the Marfa lights are the reason locals warn outsiders not to obsess over explanations. For decades, people have reported mysterious glowing orbs hovering and moving across the desert at night. Scientists have offered theories. Locals don't argue. They just shrug. The problem isn't the lights themselves. It's what happens when people go looking for them. Visitors report losing track of time, feeling dizzy, or suddenly overwhelmed by unease. Some claim electronics malfunction. Others describe the feeling of being observed from a distance they can't pinpoint. Marfa feels controlled, like the town allows visitors, but doesn't welcome curiosity. 4. Yorktown. Yorktown has one of the darkest reputations in Texas.
So I have my top 5 of the most haunted. Of course, Yorktown Memorial Hospital. We've gone there twice, and
it's a creepy place.
It's not cool.
And that's here in town, right?
No, that Yorktown is in Yorktown.
Yorktown, okay.
Yes.
The Yorktown Memorial Hospital, long abandoned, dominates local fear. Locals avoid the area completely, not because of trespassing laws, but because people who go inside don't come back the same. Stories include unexplained scratches, voices in empty rooms, sudden nausea, and overwhelming dread. Even those who don't believe in the paranormal admit something about the building feels aggressive. Beyond the hospital, the town itself feels drained. Streets are quiet even during the day. Businesses close early. There's a sense that people are always watching, but never approaching. Yorktown doesn't feel haunted. It feels heavy. 5. Indianola. Indianola was once a thriving port city. Then hurricanes destroyed it, repeatedly. Eventually, people stopped rebuilding. Today, almost nothing remains. A few markers, some foundations, a shoreline that looks ordinary until you realize a city once stood there. Locals say the area never recovered. Fishermen report strange sounds near the water at night. Campers talk about feeling uneasy for no clear reason. There's no tourist infrastructure, no attractions, no reason to stop, which makes those who do feel out of place instantly. Indianola doesn't scare you with ruins. It scares you with absence. 6. Valentine. Valentine barely qualifies as a town. A few buildings, a sign, miles of empty land in every direction. The isolation is extreme. Cell service is unreliable. There's nowhere to hide if something goes wrong. Locals say Valentine feels like a place people pass through, never stop. Those who linger report anxiety, insomnia, and an overwhelming sense of vulnerability. At night, the silence becomes unbearable. No insects, no wind, just stillness. Valentine feels less like a town and more like a warning sign disguised as one. 7. Bragg Road. Known as the Ghost Road, Bragg Road near Saratoga isn't a town, but locals treat it like one you shouldn't enter. Drivers report lights following their cars, footsteps in the trees, and sudden fog that appears without warning. Some say they hear crying. Others claim something knocks on their vehicle, then disappears. What makes Bragg Road disturbing is consistency. Stories match, details line up, and locals don't challenge them. They avoid the road entirely. Even skeptics admit something about the area feels hostile. 8. Luling. Luling is known for oil fields, and the smell, thick, sulfuric, inescapable. Visitors complain of headaches, nausea, and disorientation. Locals say you get used to it, but many outsiders never do. The town feels industrial and worn down. Buildings feel tired. Streets feel watched. It's not haunted in the traditional sense, but it's deeply uncomfortable, like your body knows it doesn't belong there. 9. Brownsville. Brownsville sits at the edge of Texas, and reality feels thinner there. Locals talk about strange lights, unexplained sounds, and abandoned buildings near the border that no one wants to explore. The town carries tension, not fear, vigilance. Visitors often feel uneasy without knowing why. Brownsville feels like a place where too many stories overlap, and none fully explain what's happening. 10. Texarkana. Texarkana exists in 2 states at once, and that alone gives it a strange energy. Locals describe the town as divided, not just geographically, but emotionally. Certain areas feel normal, others feel abandoned, even dangerous. The town's history includes unsolved crimes, abandoned neighborhoods, and buildings no one seems responsible for. Texarkana doesn't feel cohesive. It feels fragmented, and that fragmentation creates unease you can't shake. Final thoughts. Texas hides its creepiest places in plain sight. These towns don't rely on haunted houses or tourist attractions. They unsettle through silence, isolation, and stories locals don't exaggerate. They just accept. If locals warn you not to visit, there's usually a reason.